respect to all senior photographers present here, I convey my heartiest welcome to all the photography lovers for joining us here today in our 10th photo webinar under the title Meet the Masters, organized by Dhanbad Camera Club. Today I am really honored and lucky to welcome almost all the stalwarts of Indian photography on behalf of Dhanbad Camera Club on this special day. Yes, this is really a special day because this is an opportunity that we have got our Secretary of Indian Federation of Indian Photography, Sir Dr. Barun Sinha sir here today for this webinar. And except that, besides that, we have got our Chief Advisor of Dhanbad Camera Club, Sir Anil Desal Singh here, Sir Aditya Agarwal, Sir Brian Hopper sir from Ireland, who is our honorary advisor of DCC. So it's a great day, and I heartily welcome all of you today in today's evening. It's my pleasure to say that by the active cooperation of all of you, Dhanbad Camera Club has been established an universal friendship and understanding amongst the photography lovers worldwide through our webinars up till now. And for that, all credit goes to Sir Mukesh Srivastav, President DCC, for his tireless effort and outstanding planning. And of course, he is being actively supported by our two advisors of DCC, Sir Anil Desal Singh and Sir Brian Hopper sir. So please give a big hand for all of our seniors. As you know, that our distinguished speaker of the day, Dr. Barun Sinha sir, is going to show us one of his best presentation under a very interesting title, that is My Journey from Prostate to Portrait, which already have portrayed all the photographic journey of Barun Sinha sir as being a doctor. I would like to highlight some of his great achievement in the field of photography before he starts. Dr. B.K. Sinha sir started his photography in 1970 and his first SLR Minolta SR7 and SR1 was the camera with 55 mm 1.8 and 200 mm 5.6 lens. It was his first equipments. Then in 1975, he founded Photographic Association of Bihar and acted as a secretary of there. In 1977, he joined FIP as life member. In 1988 to 89, he took over as president of Photographic Association of Bihar and started salon participation seriously. In 2002, vice president followed by acting president of FIP. In 2004, he was elected president of FIP and received AIIPC honors of FIP. In 2006, second term as president of FIP and organized FIP convocation at Patna. And on the same day, in the same year, I beg your pardon, he received EFIAP. In 2008, 8th national ranking in PSA Nature, who in 2010 elected as president FIP. And in the same year, in 2010, awarded the coveted MFIAP for his series on cheetah. In 2012, elected as Honorary General Secretary of FIP unanimously. And after that, in 2014, in 2016, and in 2018, in all the years, he was elected as Honorary General Secretary of FIP unanimously. In 2016, he was awarded ESFIAP at FIAP World Congress at Seoul. He was the key man in hosting two FIAP Nature World Cup in India in 2010 and in 2014. He was the editor-in-chief for FIP published Blue Sapphire, which became a landmark success in the story. So these are the few achievements. It is like showing candle to the sun for us to say something about him. So now over to Mukesh sir for onward proceedings of this webinar. I welcome all of you again. Thank you.
Before I request our Chief Advisor, Shri Anil Risal Singh sir, to declare the result of Photographer of the Month, I would like to congratulate on behalf of Dhanbad Camera Club to Shri Ajit Agrawala sir to be elected as the President of Federation of Indian Photography, effective from 1st January 2021. A big clap to him. Now I'll request Sri Anil Risal Singh sir to declare the result of Photographer of the Month of Dhanbad Camera Club. Over to Anil Risal Singh sir.
Thank you so very much, Mukesh. First of all, namaskar and good evening, friends, and wish you all a very new year. I'll be sharing my this photograph by Mr. Ahmed Russell got the top award, the first award. Very impressionistic. Congratulations, Mr. Russell.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
And the second award goes through Mr. Saket Chakravarti. Congratulations, Mr. Chakravarti.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Is Chattopadhyay, sir.
Chatterjee, Saket Chatterjee.
Is Chatterjee, sir. Chattopadhyay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chakravarti.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the third one goes to
Sanjeev Mitra.
Mr. Sanjeev Mitra ji.
Big congratulations.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Sanjeev Mitra Kaku. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Last achievement.
आज ही लगता है ओरिजिनल बर्थडे है.
So
Definitely.
all the winners and the participants too, because most important thing is to participate, and of course the winners will be there. And now I'll be sharing or be giving the certificate to the winners. This is for Mr. Ahmed Russell, achieving the top award in the monthly contest. So congratulations, Mr. Ahmed Russell.
Thank you, sir.
And this virtual certificate to Mr. Saket Chattopadhyay as the first runner-up. Mr.
Thank
Chattopadhyay.
you, sir. Thank you very much.
And the position, the second runner-up position goes to Mr. Manjeet Mitra.
Sanjeev Mitra.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
This is about the result of the monthly competition. Over to Mr. Mukesh Srivastava.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much for sparing time as a jury for our club and doing the wonderful judgment. Now, since just 2020 is over, so I think this is the right platform to rewind the happening in 2020 on this platform. I will share my screen and I will show you what we did during last year on DCC photo webinar platform. So one by one, I will show you the activities of DCC photo webinars at a glance on Meet the Masters around the globe. Our first photo webinar was done by Sri Akhil Hardia on 29th August 2020. Second photo webinar was conducted by Professor Sivji Joshi sir on 12th September 2020. Third DCC photo webinar was conducted by Brian Hopper from Ireland on 26th September 2020. Fourth one was conducted by Ricardo Bussi sir, President CF on 10th of October 2020. And we were fortunate enough to get auspicious deal of CF from that very webinar. And we kept on getting auspicious deal of CF from CF. Apart from that, we also honored him with the first DCC honorary fellowship to Ricardo Bussi sir. One very important thing during Ricardo Bussi sir presentation was that he was so kind enough to offer Dhanbad Camera Club to send him 50 photographs of the members, which he will be reviewing from the platform of CF. And we have already sent to him 50 photographs. Hope in this year we will have such kind of wonderful, remarkable, and I can say a milestone achievement of Dhanbad Camera Club. Next, fifth DCC photo webinar was conducted by Anil Risal Singh sir, who is also our chief advisor, on 24th of October. Then on 7th of November, our sixth photo webinar was conducted by Agatha Anne Bunanta from Indonesia. She is also Vice President International Relationship at PSA. And from this photo webinar, one more thing happened with us, that is the Nikon India Limited joined hands with us as an equipment partner. Next photo webinar was on 21st of November 2020, that is the 7th DCC photo webinar by Padma Shri Sri Anup Shah, and Nikon India gifted him a mirrorless camera Z5, which as a president of Dhanbad Camera Club, I presented him. At the same time, I also presented him a Nikon's jacket. Next photo webinar, that is the 8th DCC photo webinar, was conducted on 5th of December by Barbara Smith. On 19th of December, 9th DCC photo webinar was conducted by Subrata Kumar Das. That was in 2020, and our core team is in front of you. Sri Anil Risal Singh, Honorary Chief Advisor, Brian Hopper, Honorary Advisor, myself as President, Arun Banerjee, Secretary, Dhanbad Camera Club, and Sanjeet Mitra, Joint Secretary, Dhanbad Camera Club. Stay tuned with us for more inspirational photo webinars in 2021. Now I will go for just a minute. Now I will go for a visual introduction of our guest, legendary photographer, Dr. Barun Sinha. Sir, you have done a lot for the photographers fraternity in India. Just I will name a few of your achievements, remarkable achievements I can say, as Secretary General of FIP. First of all, the conventional viewfinder, which was coming in black and white, you converted in wonderful size in colored. And it was welcomed by each and every member of Federation of Indian Photography. Second, your landmark achievement is introduction of photo workshops. I remember I have attended a few workshops conducted by FIP in Bandhavgarh, Jaisalmer, Kausani, etc. And it was really a wonderful milestone for our federation. Third, another remarkable achievement is continuous national and in salons by FIP. And during your tenure, the number of salons, either in national or international, by the FIP associated clubs has increased like anything. And that increase has resulted in the, I can say, interest in photography by various photographers. As a result, in 2020, around figure may be a bit wrong, but I think it is correct. Around 172 distinctions from FIEP was given to FIP members, and this was also
that was 2019.
Huh?
That was 2019. 220.
Yes, sir.
The figure is 225.
225. Okay, sir.
Yes.
So that figure, I remember Ricardo Busi, sir, that day he narrated that India has topped the list in the world.
Yes, for the last 5 years.
To get so much distinctions.
For the last 5 years, we are on the top.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And for this kind of achievement, a big congratulations to you, sir, and hope you will continue to do something new in coming year.
Thank you.
One more remarkable achievement, which was done for the first time, that is the publication of Blue Sapphire. It was a wonderful publication. I have not seen, but I have heard from a lot of senior photographers that the publication is superb. Now I will share some of my memories with our guest, Dr. Barun Sinha. This is one in Mangla Jodi, when he was demonstrating us the gimbal head with his 800 millimeter prime lens. We can see the size of lens, and really Dr. Sinha is so energetic that he handles such kind of heavy lenses and camera very easily. I first met him in 2011 in Patna in his house. Actually, I wrote a book on digital photography, and then I went to him with the manuscript. I showed the manuscript to him, and he was kind enough to go through the complete book, and he gave the foreword for my book very happily. And really, I like, and because of this kind of foreword, the book was a grand hit. And it was published in 2012, and the second edition was published in 2015. His comment, the last line, I will read it. It is very, very, very important. All the aspects of digital photography, right from the technology of today's digital camera, the related gadgets, and the countless digital jargons are well explained, with a relatively large chapter on photo editing options, which also includes a Photoshop chapter. The book is a must for all the students of photography, and even a serious amateur will find the book useful. Thank you very much, sir, for such kind of foreword, which made the book so hit that in the second edition, the MD of Nikon India, Sajjan Kumar, also wrote the foreword for the same book. This is the book, second edition. And thanks again to you, sir, for reviewing the book in Viewfinder. It is also a remarkable job done by you during your tenure. This is in Bangla Jodi only you gave me the FEF certificate. Again, you also gave me FEF certificate in the same location, Bangla Jodi. I hope if FIP plans a next workshop in Bangla Jodi, I hope to receive in the similar way the MFEF certificate from you, sir. I pray to God to get the things happen maybe in this year. I am trying my best. Only the blessings of seniors are required. Cheers, sir. Cheers in South Korea during our FEF, I think 33rd Congress meet in FEF. This is the group photograph with all the delegates from India on the 33rd FEF Congress at Seoul, South Korea. This is with all the delegates. And this is your achievement during that 33rd FEF Congress. You were awarded ESPF by Ricardo Bossi, President of FEF. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
I can say frankly and honestly that I am very much impressed with his wildlife photography. So I requested Sinha sir, please share us with our MFEF set of images, which I'll be showing you just now. All are in action. Class photographs.
Mind blowing.
Mind blowing. Oh, and this I am showing because today our guest will speak his journey from prostate to portrait. So this is the one portrait which I like most. So especially I requested him, ki, sir, please send this photograph. I want to share from this platform. That's all. And let me show also that our next webinar will be conducted on 16 January by Ionis Likoris, Secretary General, FEF. Now I'll stop sharing my screen, and before our guest starts his presentation, I would like to make the session more interactive by asking him a few questions which we can really enjoy. Just a minute. Yes. Wait, I'm locating the questions. Anyway, I got something written by hand. I'm not getting in the mobile. Anyway, sir, you have redefined the activities of FIP by conducting various salons, workshops, etc. Now, what is stored in your bag to add something new dimension to FIP in 2021? Over to you, sir.
Well, in the current scenario, even to conduct a workshop is not a joke. This year we had planned 2 back-to-back workshops at Bangla Jodi, but so many people cancelled their trips because the family would not allow them to travel because of threats of corona. The trains are not working properly. So as of now, we have decided not to conduct a single outdoor workshop till the situation improves. Because as an organizer, it's a very difficult situation when somebody cancels his trip at the last moment for whatever reasons. So not much on the front of workshops is planned because our hands are tied down. We are conducting studio workshops in April in Calcutta, which Viewfinder has already got the detail. Viewfinder has been posted. Our Viewfinder Salon, which is the international digital salon, this will be the 3rd year in 2021. First one was conducted in 2019 with more than 32,000 entries, a record for this part of the world. And we didn't charge a single penny as the entry fee, yet we gave a printed catalog to all the entrants. It was a huge task, huge responsibility, which we conducted very well. And Secretary General of FIEP also came as a jury member. President of PSA was also supposed to be here, but because of personal illness, he could not come. Next year, there will be 3 eminent international photographers who will be the jury member for this event, that Viewfinder Salon. We are planning to do it in April or May. We are just waiting for the confirmation of all the 3 jury members which we have planned. The print salons are having a problem. We conducted our print salon judging just now, about 2 weeks ago at Calcutta, because we didn't want to go from 1920 to 21. So when we were there at Calcutta in the middle of October for ballot counting, that gave me an opportunity to personally review the situation or personally see the threat perception of corona. We took all the possible precautions on the day of counting. There were about 12 people there, and as of now, none of them has reported positive. So this gave me some support, some encouragement to go for print judging in December, and we did. And the gestation period for corona infection is 10 days. If I am exposed to some corona patient and I have to get it, I should get it within 10 days. There are exceptions to it, but generally 10 days is the gestation period, or incubation period, the right word. So far, of the 16 people who attended the judging of the print salon, including the jury members, the organizers, the volunteers, none have reported positive for corona. None, zero. So, as far as this small group is concerned, we took enough precaution because we had control on them. We can't, at this stage, we can't plan for a FIP convention 2020, which is pending. Unless it is safe and unless I feel safe to attend myself and take my family there, how can I ask others to come there? It's not possible. When the vaccine comes, I don't know. When all the FIP members will get those vaccines, I don't know. Even as a frontline medical practitioner, I don't know when I am going to get it. You know, whatever news I get it from newspapers. So unless it is very safe for all of us, it will be a wrong step to conduct Convention 2020, because there at least 150 people will assemble, and the risk will be higher than in the print salon or ballot counting. All our other activities like Photographer of the Year, Youth Photographer of the Year, National Circuit will go as planned. The dates will be announced very soon. And this year, in year 2020, sorry, not this year, last year, we had 168 national salons. 168. This is far too high for my personal comfort, because some of the organizers are suffering because they don't get enough entries. And there are clubs, I have got solid evidence, very solid evidence that some clubs are being formed just to organize salons and earn some cheap, easy money. Even salon chairpersons are not aware what a salon is. I call a salon person and he immediately transfers his phone to somebody else to answer. So this has to stop. A chairperson of any salon is the responsible person. He has to know what it's all about. People are making their spouses as chairperson, so that the spouse doesn't know anything about photography. The actual chairperson is somebody else. You know, a figurehead, a chairperson is just a figurehead, so that the results can be manipulated by the real person. And this is happening. This is happening in more than one salon. Somehow we have to stop it. Somehow we have to do something to stop it. And as a first step, we are going to restrict the number of national salons in India. We don't want 168. And those new clubs, I don't have a policing force to go and investigate a new club. So they have to produce an evidence to us that their club is not only for salon organization. They have to show us some genuine photographic activity like photographic outings, like members competition, like participation in photographer of the year, like photographer participation in the FIP inter club. These are some of the activities which, if the club shows with evidence to me or to FIP, I can be, you know, uh, I'll feel assured that this is a genuine club and will a genuine new club, and we will gladly give them opportunity to organize a salon, because if a club organizes a salon, it it helps all the local members. They come to see the exhibition, they come to see the judging, that come, so many good things happen around a salon. So we can't deny them this unless they are a genuine club. Recently what happened, a club from Bengal, the name is from Bengal, and the address is given of Bangalore. How can this be possible? I refuse. I can't give you recognition. So, Sir Rao, then the argument was, the India is one country, one can register from here to there. I say, yes. Then what stops you from getting address of your own place? You tell me. After all, everybody, has access to post office. Why should you go to have an address of Bangalore? And that too in the name of a lady who, I don't want to say in front of everybody, I know she has got no knowledge of photography. So we are trying to stop all this. How far we will be successful, let us see. But now quantity has been achieved, quality has to be maintained.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the thrust is. Also in the AFIP and EFIP, earlier the rules were very kind of relaxed, and as an evidence, when you submit 5 photographs, these photographs, some of the interns have sent very ordinary quality photographs. So we are going to make sure that these are digital images that will be stored in our data bank for a long time. So we are trying to improve on that also, that when you submit your pictures, it should have either some awards or minimum number of acceptance. That kind of thing will impose on that.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And
my pleasure.
Really, you are very much hopeful to see some big changes in 2021 in terms of restriction of a number of salons. At the same time, we are very much grateful to you for your very strong and careful surveillance on the happening of salons just for making money. Please keep it up, sir. And the step taken by you in terms of disciplinary action is also a landmark done by you during your tenure, sir.
And the other thing is, for the time being, all Indian salon organizers are allowed to have online judging because of corona threat. But we are going to put some regulation so that the judging does not extend for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. You see, if you take commitment from a jury member that you have to do judging within these 2 days, you have to stick to that.
Yes.
As a jury, he has to stick, he or she has to stick to it. And as an organizer, you have to make sure that he complies with that. Otherwise, at times, award judging is not taking place. The webmaster is just calculating the number, the marks received and giving the awards, and the chairperson. What's the point of having the jury then? Huh?
Yes, sir.
So, in very shortly, you will see that every award session will have a FIP representation during the awards.
Online, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's required, sir. It's
The,
required.
the person will not interfere, he will just watch. Online watching is not a big game.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. One more thing, sir. Everyone knows that you are an established wildlife photographer of international repute. You got MFF also on the wildlife theme. But how you got inspired to click amazing portraiture? Journey from wildlife to...
I'm yet to know a photographer who has not shot a portrait in his life.
I mean, sir, amazing portraiture.
I started photography as a portrait photographer
Yes, sir.
because my sister, who was 10 years older than me, she had a baby, and I bought a 40 rupees camera from the market, and I started taking picture of my nephew. And after 1 year, my sister went away to her place, and my photography came to big zero. Nothing. Nobody was there to take pictures. The children's photography was very interesting at that time,
Yes.
for me. And then, gradually, I made a nursing home, and then the present house, there was a room which used to be my examination chamber, was lying vacant. And I thought, why can't I take pictures of my patients here? Because getting a model in Patna was at that time also difficult. Still, it is very difficult. So, and patients, if I request a patient to be my model, he or she will hardly refuse, because he or she is my patient. So my first patient was a patient on whom I had operated 4 days ago. The day of discharge, I wheeled him on a wheelchair to my home, and he posed for me as a model. And still, I tell you, still if I send that picture in any salon, if I send in 10 salons, 5 places I will get acceptance. I can't claim that everywhere it will get acceptance, but still that picture, although it was a slide picture, I had copied it, so there is a slight increase in the contrast, but still that picture is good enough. And I had no idea of lighting. Some friend told me to buy 3 lights, so I bought 3 lights. They told me to buy 3 curtains, so I bought 3 curtains. That's how it goes.
Thank you very much, sir. We are hopeful to.
And nowadays, I have shot many indoor portraits of models, but now I enjoy shooting outdoors.
That's
with model, or just street wala, jo bhi mil gaya, uska photo ban gaya.
Thank you very much, sir. We are hopeful to see your amazing portraiture in days to come. I have seen a few of your portraiture of models. It's really remarkable. Now, sir, in the last, we would like to know who is your inspiration in India and abroad?
In fact, I won't say my inspiration in photography is one gentleman called, still alive, Mr. R.S. Chopra. He was a local guy. Now he lives in Noida. And he had a real eye for photographs. His pictures used to be published in Dharam Yug and Illustrated Weekly. And as a secretary of our Medical College Photographic Society, I used to call him as a jury member. So I developed some rapport with him. And his office, he was a wholesale drug supplier. So his office was between the hospital and my residence. So every week I will drop once or twice and I will show him my prints, and he will tell me how to, improve upon that. He will call me at his home, show his work. He had a Rolleiflex and a Rolleicord, 2 cameras. One he will use for slide, the other he will use for print film, sorry. So he is the only inspiration I can say. वाइल्ड लाइफ में भी जो भी है सो इंडिया का ही है, बाहर का कोई नहीं है. एसपी शाही was chief conservator of forest Bihar. He inspired me a lot. He helped me a lot. He taught me a lot. And I was a kid. I was a medical student at that time.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, for a change, I will invite Dev Patil from Nikon India Limited for a technical session on advanced features of mirrorless camera. Over to Dev Patil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
So, good evening, friends. I wish you all a very happy New Year. So today, today topic of discussion, as Mukesh sir has already announced, that it is going to be on advanced photography features, right, of a mirrorless camera. So in the previous features so far, what we have discussed is initially we saw the difference between a DSLR and what are the new features that you get in the mirrorless camera, which helps which is the process of photography, or in case of videography as well, right? In the later session by Sahil San from the Nikon team, we saw what are the features as a videographer you get in the mirrorless camera. So today I will be just extending that topic a little bit further. As a photographer, what are the benefits that you get, or what are the key features inside the camera that you can take the advantage of to get some more advanced or some more out of the box sort of fine art photography kind of thing from your camera, right? So starting with that, we have total 4 features that we'll be discussing today. So the very first thing that most of our DSLRs were also having was the feature called as HDR photography. Now the HDR, you all must be aware, stands for high dynamic range, right? So where this particular kind of feature is used in our day-to-day situation. So let me come to an example to which all of us can relate to. So let's say if you are shooting a landscape kind of thing, right? A landscape photograph where you're shooting during the sunset, there is a good amber tone in the sky, and you're shooting a paddy field, a lush green paddy field in front of you with a river flowing in between, or some near the creek or something like that, right? So in such situation, when we try to expose for the sky, the entire paddy field, which is green, goes completely dark, right? Or else when you expose for the field, then the skies are lacking of the details, like the highlights gets blown away. So when you want to take a balanced exposure, either we do a matrix metering, but still the camera doesn't do the job 100%. So what does the pros do is they will do a bracketed shot. Now, when I talk about bracketing it in layman, what the photographer will do, he will take one underexposed shot, he will take one balanced exposure, and one overexposed shot. And later on in the post-production, he will stitch all these 3 exposure to get a complete detailed or a high dynamic range image, where there are details in your shadows, there are details in your highlights, as well as your midtones are properly balanced, right? So this is what your HDR photography is all about. So when I talk about the mirrorless camera, in your mirrorless camera, you can pull out HDR photography HDR images right of your camera. That means you can automate this process. You don't have to do bracketing. You just need to set your camera to HDR mode, and the camera will do the job for you. So later on, in Photoshop, you don't need to stitch anything. The final image or the final JPEG output is available right in your camera itself. Okay, so this is the very first feature that you have when I talk about the HDR photography. Moving forward, okay, when I talk about again HDR photography, who can use this? So mainly it is used by the landscape photographer. Even portrait photographers can use it. For example, if you're shooting against a completely blown out sky, or a bright sky where your subject, like in the background, there is a good blue sky. So when you again expose for a blue sky, your portrait goes underexposed. So 2 ways to correct this is either we use a reflector, right? or we need an external flash or an on-camera flash to just give that punch of light or a fill of light on the subject face so that you can blend that exposure. But in case if you don't have a reflector or if you don't even have a flash, so what you can do is you can again set your camera on the tripod and again you can click the images in HDR. So one key thing to remember is that whenever you are shooting HDR images, you compulsory need to stabilize your camera. So it can be on a tripod or it can be on any steady surface. Okay. So this is the very first takeaway thing. Now, the second important thing that we have bought inside the camera is the multiple exposure. So you must have seen many images, very like most of the fine art photographers again use this kind of technique, which we call it as multiple exposure. Now, what does multiple exposure really means is you must have seen images in which there is a silhouette of a human portraiture, and inside that silhouette, you must have seen some cityscapes or some what do you say, landscapes or something like that, right? So you have the outline, human outline, and then there are multiple things stacked away. Or when I talk about wedding photography, mostly in pre-weddings, they are using this thing. There is a standard scene in the background, and then the couples are changing the poses and moving to different locations, and still you have one single frame. So such kind of images are shot using the multiple exposure. Now the word itself, the name itself says that multiple exposure means you are combining multiple images and stacking them all together to form one particular shot, right? So till now, when we are using DSLR cameras, so in DSLR cameras, what we used to do is we used to compose a shot, and then our next images used to be kind of, we have to imagine what was my first shot, and then you have to shoot images accordingly, right? And again, the stitching of the images used to take place in the Photoshop or in camera. Let's say if you're using a D850 or D750, so in those Nikon cameras, you had a option called as multiple exposure or image overlay option, in which you can stitch raw images to form one composite image, right? So this can be done in your DSLRs. Now, when I talk about the mirrorless camera, what is the advantage do you get? So very first advantage in the mirrorless camera is that when you're shooting a multiple exposure, in your electronic viewfinder, you have the reference of your previous image. So once you click your first image, then while shooting the second image, you have the reference of the previous image in your viewfinder, so that accordingly you can compose your second shot, and then you can get a blended output right out of your camera. Again, your Photoshop is not required. And in mirrorless camera, you can create a composite image or a multiple exposure of 10 images all together. So you can click 10 images in series, and the camera will process it all together and give you a one final output. And then you also have different blending modes, which we will be discussing later on in the future sessions. Okay, so this is the second option that we spoke about. Now moving to the third, that is the focus stacking. Now, focus stacking is a very crucial and a very important feature, mainly used by commercial photographers who are into product photography. It can be also used by macro photographers as well. So why such kind of, what is the benefit of this particular thing, right? So this particular feature was initially introduced in D850, but now it has been standby features in all the full frame mirrorless cameras that Nikon is offering. So what is again focus stacking? So let's say you're shooting a very minute objects, like let's say you're shooting an image of a diamond ring, right? Or if you are shooting an image of an ant, but again during the insect it is not possible. I will say if you're shooting something like textures on the what do you say, in the textures in your landscapes, or if you want to shoot some textures on the material or the metals. So for all such things you need focal length, or when I say your depth of field, you need a very great depth of field where your image is in focus right from your foreground all the way to your background, and you have captured all the possible details in your image, right? So this kind of thing can be done using the focus stacking. Now what focus stacking does is, in your camera you have option to create an image, a focus stack image of total 300 images. So the camera will shoot 300 images of the same scene, of the same subject, and it will and later on using the post-production software, you have to create that one stacked image. So very beneficial for people who do product photography or who are into texture photography, right? And coming to the last part of the feature, that is the ability to shoot in camera time lapse. So again, time lapse photography was there in your previous models also, but what mirrorless camera has introduced is now you can shoot interval timer as well as a time lapse photography. So previously, when we used to shoot time lapse, the final output used to only be a movie sequence, right? A MP4 file used to get. But now, let's say if you are shooting a cityscape time lapse, or let's say if you are shooting a time lapse of a sunset, right? So during this time, the camera will be shooting images after set duration of time or set intervals, and then you get a movie output. At the same time, the images which are shot, so you even get the raw output of those files as well. So even the raw or the JPEG files are also available at the end of your time-lapse sequence. And when I talk about the time-lapse, you can shoot all the way up to 4K to 8K, depending which camera you are using. So if you're using a Z7, then you can pull out a 8K time-lapse. Any camera apart from Z7 and D850, any other Nikon mirrorless full-frame camera, you can easily pull out a 4K time-lapse. So these are the four advanced photography features that are present in your mirrorless camera, which helps you to create a little bit of fine artistic looking images. So that's all from my end. If there are any questions, I would like to answer them. Over to you, Mukesh sir.
Thank you, Dev Patil. Really, I am very much thankful to you to explaining multiple exposure so clearly and comparing the features of DSLR and the mirrorless camera. So nicely you explained. Again, for time lapse also. Okay,
Sure.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the participants, feel free to ask. Because he's the technical expert from Nikon India, you can ask any question, not only on mirrorless camera, you can ask, I think, on DSLR also.
Sure, sir. Anytime.
Because we will be getting such kinds of opportunity on every photos webinar when we will have a technical expert from Nikon India. So you can also plan a few questions for the next webinar also.
Sir, I have got one small question.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
It is regarding focus stacking.
Yes.
I have already photographed one particular flower 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
It is there in my camera. Can I do stacking now?
Yes, sir. So if you have shot,
Dev Patil, he has got mirrorless camera.
okay.
It is
Okay, sir.
for the mirrorless camera. Okay.
Okay. So, sir, if you have already shot the images, so for doing focus stacking, any which ways you need a third-party software. So, focus stacking cannot be done inside the camera. You have to like click the images. You get those images all together in the focus stacking software. The camera, and again, a very key feature while doing focus stacking again is you have to set your camera on tripod. Okay. So all the time you have to keep the same composition. The exposures will be also the same. Only the change that will be happening will be the difference in the focus. So every time the focus plane will be shifting depending upon how much of the interval that you have kept. So that's the key thing over here is. So as you said, you have already shot 6 images. So if those 6 images are shot using tripod, same angle, everything remains same. So you need to just put this into the focus stacking software. There are many focusing stacking softwares out there. You can even do this in Photoshop as well with a plugin. So just you need to download that plugin and put this images into your, load these images on your Photoshop, select this all and click on photo stack. Though software will automatically detect those images. If there are any slight changes, it will fix it. And then you get a one complete stacked image, which will be having a complete end-to-end resolution and details.
Thank you, Dev Patil.
Okay, thanks a lot.
So well explained. Mitrada, if you have any problem, I am there to help you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
The
Thank
only
you, sir.
thing
I'll
required
just
is
like to add one more point here.
Yes, sir.
That focus stacking is perfectly legal in nature photography.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you.
It is not legal in PJ and PT, but in nature it is perfectly legal.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you,
good
sir. Thank you,
information
sir.
for us for future salon.
Even
Thanks
for me
such
as well.
kind of inputs. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. So now I think our technical session is over. Everybody, I can request all the participants, please pen down your questions and ask the questions during the next photo webinar. on any topic of photography, maybe DSLR, maybe mirrorless, any camera. Okay. So now the time is coming up to see the photo presentation by our legendary photographer, Dr. Barun Sinha sir. Now I will sir, you can share your screen and you can go ahead with your presentation, sir. I have made you co-host. You can share your screen. Barun Sinha, sir.
Yes.
Your screen is visible, sir.
Well, good evening, everybody. And my journey starts from prostate to portraits. This is the signpost in front of my house. And on the right side, where the cursor arrow is, you can see my house. And on the left, the cursor arrow is showing it to the hospital. So when I shifted from this place, which used to be my nursing home before 2003, I shifted to this place. A room became vacant in the front and I converted into a studio. And my patients used to be my models. So my son, elder son, who was practicing medicine in England, came to visit us, and actually he suggested that why don't you put a signpost here, prostate this way and portrait this way. You know, it was so funny and so catching that I could not resist. And this signpost still exists, although it's not in the middle of the road now because this is a car park. I can't put a signpost here. It is in my house. As soon as you enter, you will see this signpost there. And this is where my love for nature started way back in 1969. That time I had no camera. I went to Hazaribagh Sanctuary. At that time it was in Bihar, and only to find out that there are no place available to stay. So the warden was kind enough to give a room in his apartment, in his flat. But while roaming around in the night in the forest, we came across this watchtower. This is watchtower number 3 of Hazaribagh National Park. And we thought, why can't we sleep here? So all of us, after some argument, we all slept on this platform on the top. And in the morning, when we saw the ambience and the petrichor and all those things, you know, there was a little stream flowing below. You know, we just fell for it. And for the next 3-4 visits, I still did not have a camera to take a picture. I was just going there to enjoy. And then in, I think, 1971, I took this picture. It's not in Hazaribagh. This is in Betla, which is also in Jharkhand now. This is far too away from us, but I had a 200 mm lens. This picture is not so grainy. I don't have a negative left of it. There is a small print with me, but because of magnification and cropping, it looks so grainy. But this is my first wildlife picture. Again, this was taken at Betla. I had a 200 mm lens and 2 bodies. And this is my first portrait patient. And he was operated only 4 days ago. And I requested him to come to my home which he gladly accepted. And after 6 weeks, when he came for a post-op visit, I gave him a picture, a 4x4x6 inch picture. So look, मैंने उसको बोला कि देखिए आपका मैंने ये फोटो लिया था, ये फोटो आपको दे रहा हूँ. He was so happy कि देखो डॉक्टर साहब मेरा ऑपरेशन भी करते हैं और मुझे फोटो भी खींच के देते हैं. खैर, this is in a studio, up to portrait, which has got me many awards and acceptances. He is a photographer from Indore, and I was there for a jury session, and I saw him. I said, "I'll take a picture of you." I said, he agreed, and this is in an available light, no studio. In the backdrop is a blanket. Again, available light portrait. He is a vagabond who lives around our house. And one day when I came home, I saw him. I said, "Oh, it's a good subject." So I got my camera from inside the house. I was not carrying a camera. So I got my camera and took this picture. Again, indoor light. Outdoor light. Outdoor light at Durban during FIEP Congress. This is a composite picture. This is not a simple picture, composite picture. Again, a composite picture. This is in Chiang Mai Island at Goa. This workshop was organized by Tripti Roy. Outdoor shoot with a model. Indoor shoot during a FIP conducted workshop. Again, Chiang Mai. This is Kosani, 2014, I think, or 15 maybe. Goa, FIP workshop. Available light. Composite picture. The model was shot at FIP convention at Kaziranga, and the background picture is from Seoul. Outdoor portrait shoot. Indoor. Outdoor during Jodhpur Convention 2010. Indoor. Outdoor. This is near Darjeeling, place called Lepta Jagat. This is Hornbill Festival, Nagaland. This is a composite picture. Outdoor. This gentleman was a model during PSA Festival 2019, September. Sonpur Mela outdoor shoot. Indoor. Udaipur conference. FIP conference, convention. This is again Lepta Jagat, outdoor shoot. Available light with one small LED light source which I have used, no flash. And the snow effect is from Photoshop. This is Chiang Mai Island. This is the outdoor shoot, Arku Valley workshop, conducted by Mr. MC Shekhar. This is in a village of Bihar, near Bhagalpur. Outdoor shoot. Again, this is Purulia picture, outdoor shoot. Purulia, outdoor. This is in my own village, Sajjanpur. Outdoor. Bodh Gaya, outdoor. Again, near Bhagalpur, outdoor shoot. Purulia. Now coming to some landscapes. This is Torres del Paine in Chile, Patagonia region. This is Patagonia region of Argentina. They share this area, the two countries. This is Argentina. Mount Fitzroy. Again, back to Chile. This is Iguazu Falls from the Brazilian side. This fall can be seen from 3 countries, but this is from Brazil. Yellowstone National Park. This is Switzerland. Colosseum at dusk. Slow shutter speed. This is Machu Picchu. Again, Machu Picchu. Aerial shot of Namibia, small plane, 4-seater plane. I have opened the window to take this picture. In the small planes, you are allowed to open the windows. An outdoor museum in Morocco. These pictures, as I explained to everybody, कि कुछ तस्वीरें ऐसी होती हैं जो रंगों की मोहताज नहीं होती हैं. So these are those pictures. They look better in monochrome or the shades of gray and white, black and white. If I have the color picture also, that's not that appealing. So कुछ तस्वीरें रंगों की मोहताज नहीं होती. Again, charcoal hunter. My village. A model, indoor shoot. Indoor shoot. Again, indoor shoot. Nowadays, the plugins are available which are so good that you don't have to struggle to convert a color picture into a monochrome picture. And all these pictures, they are taken in color, but I've converted them using simple plugins. Some work has been done in some of these pictures, but these are the story of life and death, where these plants, they are all people or bargad fig trees. We call it people or bargad. They are all varieties of fig tree. Fig trees, botanical name is Ficus I'll forget the name, but that means Ficus strangulosa. So anything which comes in contact with these trees will be taken over by the tree. You can see how a temple, this is in Cambodia, how a erstwhile temple has been taken over by the roots and the branches of the tree. See, all these are, what you see, these are all the branches of the tree. Now, these pictures are far, far more narrative in black and white than in color. See how like a destructive palm, it is encircling the temple. Again, here you see, like an ajgar, it's growing around. Look at this picture. how
Marvelous.
the temple has been taken over. And I wrote to my guide 3 months in advance of the trip that you please arrange a model for me with different colors of clothes. And he said you'll have to write to Department of Tourism to get a permission, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I said, just forget about it. You just arrange 2 colorful robes for me. My wife will be my model, which she did actually pose for me. Now coming to some village photography. This is world famous Sonpur Mela. This is 2005 picture. This is Purulia. This is again at Cambodia. The dirty face of the war. This guy has lost his limb. Cambodia had a civil war in 70s. Some of the mines are still there. They are still active, and people still are losing their limbs. Udaipur. This is the flood in Patna. I was marooned in my hospital for nearly a week. This is my residence. I have shot it from the first floor balcony. And for 3 days, when I was shooting, after 3 days, there were no waters. But the road was very dirty. So for 3 days, I was shooting pictures. And a photographer told me that why don't you use these pictures as the PJ pictures? I said, I can't use them as a PJ picture because of these wires. You can see these wires, so disturbing. Then she said, no, these wires, maybe you will not get the award, but you will get the acceptance. Because in PJ, it was not possible for me to delete this, by using a clone tool or anything. So, and since I'm using for the last 4 months all these pictures, and I've got more than 200 acceptances on these pictures. This is Banaras at its best. All the 6 persons are doing different things in this picture. This is Mandu. My model is there, my wife. A
Great.
village photograph. Sorry?
Great, sir.
See, back to the streets of Patna during flood. This is the Victorian celebration in New Zealand. Underwater photography. This is me doing scuba, and this is the picture. This is in Andaman. This picture was taken on Andaman. I have used a Nikon Coolpix underwater camera for this. Now coming to some wildlife pictures. This is the same. I will skip because just now Mukesh ji has shown these pictures to you guys. So I will skip.
You can say some story behind this picture, sir, again.
The story is all these pictures are from one trip to Endutu area of Tanzania. One single trip. And very first morning when we started our safari, the driver stopped when a cheetah mother, where is she? Yeah, this mom, she was looking intensely in one particular area, and very soon she left all these young boys or girls there, and she walked and she picked up a baby gazelle with the neck of the gazelle and brought it and threw it in front of the baby, all these guys. Now these guys will make it run for about 10 minutes. You can see the expression of incoming death on the face of the gazelle here, you see. And they will trip it, the gazelle will fall on the floor, on the grass. Then they will let it run again. They will practice it. Ultimately, after 10 minutes, they will kill it and consume it. This happened 4 times. From 8 o'clock till 11, we saw 4 killings by the cheetah clan. And this gave me lots of pictures.
Sir, I would like to mention one thing in here.
Yes.
Sir, I have heard that they used to do this as because when the cow will run, the blood will be hotted.
No. That's not the case.
The story.
This is just to train them. This is just to train them. Mother trains them how to kill. She will hold the neck so that they also can catch hold of the windpipe and strangulate.
Thank you, sir.
The act of tripping is important. You can see it has used the right forelimb to trip the gazelle. And then it will, using the right one again, it will pull it down. And then, they will share the spoils. You see, the mother is doing the same thing. This is just after rains. So you can see the furs are very wet. And this happened immediately after the rain. You can see the mud flying around. You can see the mud here. And the skin is also wet. And this was a mother with 6 babies, sextuplets. This is in a different trip. This was not part of my MFF series. This is from a different trip. This again, same area but different trip. You see how cleverly, this is the mother and this is the baby. How cleverly she has put herself between the 2 horns. See, now this gazelle, which is a very strong gazelle, cannot use the horn, their only defense. The 2 missiles are locked.
Amazing, sir.
And this is eye level photography. The cheetah was lying in front of me and I was lying fully flat on the ground. A bean bag and a 200 mm lens, 70 to 200 zoom lens. Hardly 25 feet from me. And then you can see a fly is here. It's constantly bothering this cheetah. And it's looking so angry as if, if it will eat the fly. Same cheetah, same sitting, but not the same place. We were there for 2 hours with him. You see, he's rolling on the grass. Just like a studio model. The models, they will turn their shoulders this way, that way to give you a better picture. She's doing also that same thing for me. And this one is trying to, the same cheetah, trying to sharpen the claws. And I was there on the floor. So I took a picture as if, this is polar bear with a kill. This is one of my pictures which has got the maximum number of awards in nature section. And I was unlucky to be lucky on that day, because when the bear came close to our ship, suddenly all of the 10 photographers, they all went to the basement of the ship to get an eye level shot. And all our rooms were in the basement. So everybody ran to its room to get this shot, eye level shot. I also did that. But unfortunately, my room was on the other side. And the bear was on the other side. So which I realized when I went to my room. I said, oh, I opened the window, nothing, only ice. Where is the bear? Then I realized that my room is on the wrong side. So I came back because I could not have asked other persons, because all single rooms were there, one single porthole was there. I couldn't have asked someone to, spare his place for me. So I came back on the top, on the deck, and then I thought, oh, this will give me a better angle of this dragging line. So this is a 8400 Nikon lens, and I've shot with that. This is in Uttarakhand. Lions and Leos in rain. This is not lions in rain. This is Leos in rain. These are lions in rain. And this rain is actual. This is not... no Photoshop has been done. Actual rain is there.
Pride in rain. This is pride in rain, I think.
Pride in rain, yes. And this is the story of the waterhole. You can see 4 or 5 species, one dead, rest are living. Mother with her cub. A leopard on the rocks. Hummingbird. This is natural light, no flash, no artificial background. Here, this is perfectly legal in nature photography to use a backdrop or to use multiple flash or to use things to attract the birds. I have interacted with the person who wrote the rules for nature photography for PSA, Dan Charbonnet. Unfortunately, he is no more. We published an obituary on him in the last Viewfinder. I sent my pictures to him. That these pictures were taken in January 2019, but I was not using them for salons. But then I read somewhere that these pictures can be used. So I sent my 4 pictures to him and told him everything frankly, that look, the background also is artificial. We have used methods to attract the birds, and I've used 4 flashes in this. High-speed flash photography, this is called. And he said, yes, it's perfectly legal. You can go ahead and enter into salons. Only then I started with very good results. Sometimes awards also. Here again, the background is artificial. But there's nothing artificial here. Two young bears fighting for the fishing rights. Slow shutter speed, and the subject is still. Very difficult to capture. River crossing in Mara River. And this is the last picture. These are my village boys. and this picture has been taken by a friend on my camera. And look at their joy. Look at their expression on seeing their own pictures. It is so unique for them. This was before mobile cameras came with a camera. Now every village wala has a camera in his hand. But this is, I think, 2009 or 2009, because this is a Canon camera. 2010, I sold my Canon camera. And thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. It was very interesting photo presentation, sir. And particularly, we are very much thankful to you for describing the training features by training to young cheetahs by mother.
Yes.
It was really well said. And the kind of tips you have given for using backdrop along with the flash to capture nature photography. I mean,
I would like to add 2 lines on that.
Yeah.
It's very simple. You can do high speed flash photography for any subject in a shade.
Yes, sir.
The light should be low. It should not be bright sunlight. And then you set up your things, and since you are going to use a flash, your shutter speed has to be 125, 225, 250. That's that kind of thing. So you set your camera on that, and then you reduce the aperture to 16, 13, and then you reduce the ISO to the extent that if you shoot a picture without a flash, no details should be there. It should be a black picture. Then when you use a flash, the flash duration will be from 1/10,000 to 1/20,000, depending upon the strength of your flash. If you do manually, you can cut it down to 1/4, 1/16, 1/32, 1/64 also. If you do it 1/64, the flash duration becomes 1/20,000 of a second. And that becomes your shutter speed. Otherwise, no camera can give you that kind of shutter speed. And any fast moving subject will be frozen for you. It's simple, very simple.
That's great, sir. Wonderful tips you have given to all.
Wonderful techniques, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
That's how we are learning, sir, through our webinars.
Yeah. A great learning today, sir. Now I'll request the participants, if you have any questions to ask, please go ahead.
Sir, you can stop your screen sharing, sir. Varun, sir.
Kar diya.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Ajit Agarwala sahab, please say something.
मैं तो यही कहूँगा, डॉक्टर साहब ने एक पिक्चर है इनके, सॉरी, ये मेरा आवाज सुनाई दे रहा है आप लोग को?
हाँ सर, क्लियर।
डॉक्टर साहब के ड्राइंग रूम में एक पिक्चर है जिसमें एक चीता की मदर अपने बच्चों को सिखा रही है दौड़ते हुए कि कैसे उसको किल करना चाहिए। डॉक्टर साहब से रिक्वेस्ट करके वो फोटो का एक कॉपी लिया था मैंने। मैं सोच रहा था आज दोबारा देखने का मौका मिलेगा। इट्स ए वंडरफुल पैनोरमा टाइप फोटोग्राफ।
यस सर।
सर, हैव यू ब्रॉट इट?
नहीं, अभी पता नहीं, होगा तो जरूर कहीं, लेकिन टाइम लगेगा खोजने में, क्योंकि वो तो आपने जो देखा था वो कंपोजिट पिक्चर था सर।
हाँ,
वो तो मैं पीएफ में नहीं दे सकता था ना।
नहीं, पीएफ में देने के लिए नहीं था, यहाँ पर दिखाने के लिए। Why will you do like this? But सर, एक बात कहूँगा, आपके जो लैंडस्केप दिखाए आपने आज, वो बहुत अच्छे हैं, and I think you are not using them.
कम यूज करता हूँ सर, अब यूज कर रहा हूँ।
Very fantastic landscape. And I have also seen some pictures from Dr. Sinha, which I have never seen before. Like many of the portraits, he has never shown before. Today, I was also fortunate to see them, along with those landscapes.
आदित्य अग्रवाला साहब, आज सिन्हा साहब ने पूरा पिटारा अपना खोल दिया. आई एम वेरी मच.
नहीं, पूरा नहीं खोला है. अरे आप इस में मत रहिएगा.
मैंने
डॉक्टर साहब ने पूरा पिटारा नहीं खोला है
अभी भी है. अभी भी है.
वैरायटी देखने को मिला सर.
ये देखिए कह रहे हैं.
दिस
मेरा एक हार्ड डिस्क सर बरसों से करप्ट होके पड़ा हुआ था. मैंने कलकत्ता में पता किया एक रिकवरी करने वाले कंपनी से. They asked me 60,000 rupees for recovering a 1 TB hard disk. I said यार इससे तो अच्छा है कि मैं जाके फिर से फोटो खींच लूं. अब जब 10 साल पहले जो फोटो खींचा था भाई, अब तो उससे अच्छा ही खींचता हूँगा. कैमरा भी सुधर पहले से अच्छा हो गया है और आई हैव लर्न न्यू टेक्निक्स. तो बोला कि सर ये तो आपके ऊपर है. फिर डॉक्टर शानबाग ने मुझे बताया कि उनका हार्ड डिस्क 10,000 रुपए में किसी ने रिकवर करा दिया बेंगलोर में. मैंने उस आदमी को अपना हार्ड डिस्क, और वो कहता है कि मैं देखने के बाद कॉस्ट बताऊंगा, लेकिन रिकवरी के लिए आपको एक हार्ड डिस्क और देना होगा जिसमें वो रिकवर करके फोटो को डालेगा. तो मैंने 2 हार्ड डिस्क भेज दिया, एक एम्प्टी और एक जो मेरा खराब पड़ा हुआ था, और बढ़िया से पैक करके उनको भेज दिया. अभी मैं बेंगलोर गया था तो उन्होंने मुझे रिकवर करके दिया. मेरा 85% पिक्चर्स रिकवर हो गया सर.
ग्रेट.
वेरी गुड.
और व्हाट इट कॉस्ट मी 9,500 रुपीज. और ऐसा वंडरफुल लैंडस्केप्स है उसमें, पोर्ट्रेट्स है उसमें सर, कि मैंने सोच मैं खींच करके और कुछ दिन के बाद वो करप्ट हो गया तो मैं भूल गया उसके बारे में, देखा ही नहीं कभी ठीक से उसको. वो पंपोई एक जगह है सर इटली में, जहां पे आज से 3,000 साल पहले एक भूकंप आया था. सॉरी, वोल्केनिक इरप्शन हुआ था. एक पूरा शहर उसके ऐश में डूब गया, खत्म हो गया, लोग हजारों लोग मर गए. उसको उन लोगों ने 300 साल पहले निकाला खोद खाद के. उसी ऐसी अनोखी पिक्चर सब है कि क्या बताऊं उसको. बहुत सुंदर पिक्चर है सर. मैं अपनी पिक्चर की तारीफ नहीं कर रहा हूँ, उस जगह की तारीफ कर रहा हूँ. तो अभी तो मैं बेंगलोर से लौट के आया हूँ, अभी उसको देख रहा हूँ, सोचता हूँ इसको डेवलप प्रोसेस करूँ कि उसको प्रोसेस करूँ, इसी में समय निकल जाता है.
सर आप सर्जरी से आए क्या सीधे?
सॉरी,
आप सर्जरी से आए क्या सीधे?
फिर से
Have you returned from your surgical chamber?
No.
That mask is there.
रिटायर कर जाएंगे तो खाएंगे क्या सर? आपके ऐसा
मास्क लगा हुआ है.
हमको पेंशन मिलता है क्या? Don't get a pension. No work, no pay.
Thank you very much, sir. Any questions from the participants?
I only want to say wonderful presentation.
Yes.
And
Thank
I
you,
would
sir.
also
Thank
request you, sir, to conduct more such webinars and show your pictures.
Thank you.
Sir, today Susanto Banerjee was to attend, but I think he had some problem with his computers, so he could not attend. Or one more announcement I want to give today. We have given honorary fellowship to Ricardo Busi last year. In 2021, our DCC governing body has decided to give confers similar honorary fellowship of DCC to few our legendary Indian photographers. I would like to name the photographers. First is Dr. Barun Sinha. Second, Anil Risal Singh. Third, Adit Agrawala sir.
Thank you.
Fourth, Padma Shri Anup Shah. And fifth, Susanto Banerjee sir. And all these this honorary fellowship with memento will be given online on the day when Adit Agrawala Sahab will give his presentation. So that day we will present the memento and certificate and everything, and then it will be further sent by the courier. So that day only we will invite all these legendary photographers from India and to have a wonderful time that day. Anybody wants to say something? Saurabh, say something. You are keeping quiet.
I have enjoyed quite a lot,
Yeah.
and it is a learning session, no doubt.
Yes. Sinha Saab, Saurabh Bhattacharya is living in Bombay and he's our new member of Dhanbad Camera Club.
Good.
And he's very much skilled photographer. A lot of he has got ARPS also, and very much helpful for us. Now I will request Sri Brian Hopper to give vote of thanks. Brian Hopper, are you here?
I am indeed, yes.
Yeah.
You cannot get rid of me.
Always graceful.
It's my pleasure this webinar to thank Dr. Baron Sinha for his presentation. Absolutely amazing. We've been treated to some beautiful portraits, landscapes. The images of the fig trees are quite amazing. The wildlife and your MFIAP panel of cheetahs was just absolutely stunning. I have no doubt they well deserve the accolade of Master FIAP. One story, you have a very good sense of humor. I loved the story behind your prostate to portrait. When I saw it on the poster, I found it difficult to tie the two in, but you explained it well. And when you introduced your first portrait, I didn't know whether he was going to appear under general anesthetic or what, but he was certainly alive. So you are successful on both fronts. Your patients are both alive and very photogenic. So thank you for sharing the portraits with us.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll request Barun Sinha sir to say a few words as a blessings for Dhanbad Camera Club. Sir.
Keep up your good work.
Thank you very much, sir.
That's all.
Now
that great job.
Yeah.
And we are all with you.
Thank
Entire
you.
FIP.
Thanks a lot, sir. That's who we
Thanks
wanted.
a lot, sir. Clapping.
That is the last word we wanted, sir. Thanks a lot.
So lots of efforts we are putting, and day by day we are making a good team. So without team, nothing can happen. And certainly the team is working very, very hard. Particularly my secretary, Arun Banerjee, is working very hard with me. He is my right hand. So now should we
Okay.
close it, sir? Thank you very much, sir.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you again.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so much, all of you.
Yes, sir.
And everybody.
Brian, our president, Mr. Aditya Agrawal, the entire team of Dhanbad Camera Club. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Thank
Good
you
night.
to you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.
सर अभी
सौरभ,
अभी आपका
सौरभ
चेहरा
बाबू।
खिल गया है नए कैमरे से।
है?
आपके नए कैमरे से आपका चेहरा बहुत ताजा दिख रहा है।
हाँ, लेकिन मेरे स्पीकर खरीदे थे आज वो काम नहीं कर रहे हैं।
शुरू से हम यही बोलने वाले थे सर, आपका चेहरा आज खिला हुआ दिख रहा है।
मेरा स्पीकर खराब हो गया।
तो स्पीकर दिल्ली में बहुत मिलेगा सर, बढ़िया वाला लीजिए।
अरे बढ़िया वाला लिया था भाई, पता नहीं 4 दिन पहले तो आया है।
ओके,
देखते हैं कहीं कुछ गड़बड़ है।
जी सर।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
ओके सर, गुड नाइट सर।
गुड नाइट।
Good night. Good night.
Now I think the members of DCC are here only.
ओके दादा, गुड नाइट।
धन्यवाद सर।